Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo-Woo. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully, you're joining us on our new YouTube channel, Three Crones and the Woo-Woo on YouTube. If you're not, go over there right now. Like, comment, subscribe, invite your friends. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I am the word witch, if you will. I do creative commands through creative command coaching and consulting. To my side, we have Ms. Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And of course, supporting us from below always is Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. So come on in, grab a beverage of choice, sit down and watch us laugh at each other for half an hour or so. How are you ladies doing this week?
We're doing good. Well, I'm doing good. Here it's like really windy. It was last night. It was like, oh my gosh, it was really like scary last night.
Wow.
In New York.
Yeah, we had really bad winds here too.
Wow. So you guys know that we're having solar storms, right?
I was just going to say that. I wonder how much of that is because of the atmosphere roiling because of the solar storms.
Probably so. Yeah.
And we've had, I'm sorry. I told you guys I'm pirating the internet from the neighbor with permission until my own setup gets delivered next week or so. And we normally her signal goes all the way over here, no problem. The houses are fairly close, no biggie. But the last couple of days, it's been like one bar, and I keep telling the other people in this house, it's because of the solar storms. It's because the signal is getting dispersed. So, we've just been kind of muddling through. So, Krista, I'm sorry.
No, don't
interrupted
don't
you.
Be
what
sorry
were you
for
going to
me.
say?
I was just like, no, the solar storms. And for me this week, it was great all weekend. It was really relaxing. We got a lot of stuff done. We're getting ready for starting this week. I have guests through June. How awesome is that, right? And then Jen, of course, comes back during all this kerfuffle. And so, we were all excited and we're doing all this. And today, it's been one thing after another in terms of having stuff to do. I'm busy again. This is really interesting. How interesting is it that I am out and I am busy?
You're going to be hosting. Wow.
Yes. We have a friend coming in this week from San Diego. He's an old Navy friend of ours. And we just like minutes before we were going on live, I found out about an hour ago that our pet sitter can't come and pet sit for us. Kevin walked in about 15 minutes before I had to come up here, and I looked at him. I'm like, so we're having a pet sitting issue this week. So he goes on and looks at Airbnb. We can bring pets. I'm like, okay, we aren't crossing borders. We're good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's phenomenal. So
it is.
It's Ramage that's going, right?
Well, both Ramage and Luna, because Luna just can't stay. They've never been alone. They've always had another pet with them. So we won't be leaving them alone. We'll be bringing both of them. And thankfully, our friend Phil loves cats and he loves Ramage because everybody loves Ramage. Wow, everyone loves Ramage because Ramage tells you that you love him.
Gotta love a domineering dog like that.
Oh my God.
Yes, this Facebook user is Pilar. Hi, Pilar.
Hi.
Yeah, we can't see the name. We couldn't see the name on this end.
I went into the Three Crones group on Facebook so that I could see who made that comment. Because if you don't go to StreamYard and register, then your name doesn't come through. You just show up as Facebook user, Pilar. So please do go register so that we know who you are. We love to give shout outs and hellos to people.
Definitely. And we love to give extra special shout outs to our Patreon subscribers, which we have
like Allison Baker. Thank you so much for your support, Allison.
Thank you. And then Sue Paquin, she's not on at the moment. I don't see, at least, but that's okay.
No, not yet.
She's getting ready to travel. So, yay! Look, our Coven of Joy Patreon subscribers. I really highly encourage you guys to come. I did try to do a Patreon live the other day, and I screwed up. So I do apologize.
And we have new members.
I'm still learning.
We have new members to the group, so that's awesome.
We're really fortunate and really blessed. I am so excited. I don't know about you guys, but I've been talking us up like a storm with anybody who'll listen.
Well, I will be talking all up as soon as I can get back out there. I am in a walking boot. I've been able to get out into the sunshine a couple of times over the last week. That wasn't a doctor's appointment. And I have a new vehicle.
Oh, yay!
Well, it's not new. It's kind of old new, but it is large and it can tow as much as 6,000 pounds. So the woo road whip is on.
That is fabulous.
Awesome.
Oh, that's really awesome. I'm so excited to hear about that. Yeah, you were in our group chats and emails, I noticed that Gayle's been very busy trying to get applications filled out for events.
Yes. Yeah, we're looking at one right now that's based in Michigan, a little bit west of me here in Livonia. And it's called Rock Your World. And they do events like practically every weekend, whether it's a psychic fair or a crystal fair or a class or whatever. And they have a beautiful space over in Livonia. But they do satellite pop-up types things. So we'll be on their list to do various different things around here. And I've been looking at different festivals across the country. So if there is a festival that normally happens during the summer in your area, please let us know, because if it's practical, we'll come out there and we'll do a live broadcast and we'll have all kinds of merch and it's going to be a lot of fun. We'd love to.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I know. So you US folks, I don't anticipate being back in the States, at least not for a while. However, if you guys pay attention for the Patreon users, because we do have people here. By the way, if any of my Netherlands folks are here or any of my European folks are here, make sure you say hi, because I'm going to start doing, especially for our Patreon side, I'm going to start doing meetups here. So that means you'll be able to come and meet up with me. And one of the requests, and I mentioned it last week, has been that I take you guys to a couple of my favorite crystal shops that I have found locally. And then you guys can ask me about crystals while in the shop or before we go, and anything else, of course. So I'm looking forward to it.
I gotta ask Sue what did you see mine? I'm not sure what you meant. Your what, Sue? So would you please respond? Like
maybe
what am I supposed to be seeing, Sue?
I don't know.
Pop-up meetups in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Festival pop-ups in Michigan. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh. We're gonna get Damaris down to Coney Island or something. We're gonna.
Damaris, you need to come up with something, ladies. Or
I'm getting my website redone or updated, if you will. I'm gonna add, our link to on the website and everything. So I haven't really promoted my website because it needs updating, and so it hasn't been updated since 2020. So now it's time. So I'm gonna be promoting us anyway.
Oh, beautiful. That's a great thing. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, we're all trying to get. Oh, there she is. Sue Paquin Ward is with us now.
Hi, Sue.
Hi. We all get so excited, right?
That's awesome.
She's
Awesome
actually going to be physically with me again here in May.
Awesome.
Oh, and I heard she sent you a present.
She
saw
did.
that.
Yeah, and I actually have them on. Let's see if I can get close enough.
Beautiful.
Those are
So
gorgeous.
these are starlight and amethyst, which is why I'm wearing them.
Beautiful.
Because yes, that is this week's crystal.
It is. It is not
Awesome.
starlight, but the amethyst, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, I got that. And then she sent me some new tops, but I was like, okay, in a flurry. She loves, my mom is like one of the queen of thrift shopping. She loves to do it, loves to go to secondhand stores, and it's very good at it. So she's very good at picking up things, and she's been picking up sparkly tops for me.
I
Ooh,
love
like
it.
that.
I love it. So this Facebook user is Joanne Doremus. So I wanted to say hi to her as well.
Hi,
Hi,
Joanne.
Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Please register with StreamYard so we can see your name.
That's
come back.
right.
Yes. Who was it that said that? Allison Baker's like, Sue Ward Paquin is the mama crone. She is.
Sure is.
She is
Yep.
the Dowager Queen of Crones.
Yes.
She is the
She
mama
is.
crone. There you go.
Awesome stuff. So before we get
right.
into Damaris's area, I want to make a shameless plug for stickers.
Okay.
I love those.
I gotta
stickers.
redo that and cut off so abruptly.
I have 4 packs left, everybody. Just to give you a heads up, 4 packs of these, and I actually was going to order more of the holographic ones the other day, and missed the major sale. So I try to buy all our stickers on sale, because otherwise I have to charge like almost $4 or $5 for a sticker. And I like being able to do it so that we can, do a bunch in a better price range.
On Tuesdays, they have sales, I think.
They have sales, multiple. They have different sales multiple days in the week, but they only last like so long, and I missed it.
Yeah.
So sorry, y'all, because I've been
creating some of my
creating
stickers away. I kept 2, and I gave 2 away.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I've been creating them, so now I'm doing is waiting.
I'm excited
for them to come. Yes, Sue's waiting for hers.
Yes, Sue's waiting for hers as well.
Yeah, they're on the way. I even double
so beautiful, especially the holographic one.
Oh my gosh, yes, they are. I need more of those.
Yeah,
I have things to stick them on now.
Okay, well,
I have graduated from my 3-year-old fear of getting up my
awesome.
Beat.
Awesome.
So the new vehicle that I have has a round sticker about the size of the 3 Crones and the Woo Woo sticker for the National Rifle Association.
Okay.
And I'm like, do I cover that or not?
Maybe you
it's
should.
Like having one of those security alarm signs in your yard, even though you never turn on the alarm. It's just the perception of it will keep people away.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah. No worries whatsoever. So yeah, I am loving the stickers, working more on them. So if you guys have an idea for a sticker, I don't care how crazy it is, just drop it in the comments. Let me know. Say, oh, this would make a great sticker, because I'm making them and saving them and then ordering them when they're on sale.
Beautiful.
I want to give a shout out to somebody, Tira Miller. She's one of our newest members, and she's also the one that's going to help me with my website. So I just want to send a shout out to her.
Oh, fabulous. That's wonderful.
She's watching, I think, on YouTube, by the way.
Oh,
Awesome.
fabulous.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, hello and thanks for joining us. Definitely. All right, Miss Damaris, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
All righty.
All right. Oh my goodness. So this week, well, today actually, we're going to highlight the number 2 a lot today. So we have the sun going into Taurus tomorrow, which is the 20th. And Taurus is an earth sign, and it's the second sign of the zodiac. So the 2 is being highlighted there. Now on the 22nd, which is in a couple of days, we have Earth Day. And so Earth Day is on the 22nd anniversary, which falls on the 22nd of 2022. So in 1970, in 1970, Earth Day was born. And it was born because of growing concern of the toxic pesticides and pollution to the environment. So it was born in 1970. So on the 22nd, it will be the 22nd anniversary. So, I mean, in 50 years of Earth Day, I really don't know what, we have really, sort of like cleansed. We're in the middle of a pandemic, or almost ending a pandemic, hopefully. A lot of species are facing extinction. I don't know how much, we have cleared up of, pollution, or how much of the pesticides we have cleared up on the earth. I feel like there's a food shortage coming. There's a lot of talk about, meats instead of, and all of that, shortage coming. There's a lot going on the earth, and really Taurus is a sign that's it rules the Mother Earth. So being that Uranus is in that sign, I feel like a lot of things are going to transpire, and Mother Earth is really going to go through a cleansing. And that's starting, that's been starting, but it's going to be emphasized, So Mother Earth is going through a purification process, and it's going to, by the end of it, we're going to have, a lot of cleansing, so to speak. The number 2 has to do with the feminine principle. It also has to do with duality. It has to do with caretaker. It has to do with balancing relationships. It has to do with partnerships. It has to do with, the duality of things. So like male and female, fertile and barren. It has to do with, let's say, Mars and Venus, everything that's opposites. It has to do with all of what duality is all about. And it has to do with balance. So we have to balance the duality within each other, within ourselves. Like, I know a lot of us can get conflicted. So that's got to do with that also. The more that we are balanced within ourselves, the more that we're balancing the relationships that we have. So we're in that process of sort of like balancing what we're conflicted on. And, we have to look at that. We have to say to ourselves, what are we conflicted on? What are we pulling one way and the other? You know what I mean? Like, we have to balance those things so that our relationships, whatever kinds of relationships we have, can then be balanced. Otherwise, we're in this duality, and the duality keeps us stuck in sort of like limbo. So there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, the number 2, when the master number 22, work is equals 22. Gain equals 22. So we really have to first look at ourselves first, because it starts with us, and then it goes out into the world, so to speak, right? When you look at what's happening on the planet, why are we having, it feels like human life is staggering at the brink of, survival. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? In 50 years, we haven't gotten rid of the pollution. We haven't gotten rid of, the environmental toxicity. what's going on?
Right.
And that's what this is all about. This, this alignment, this energy. Earth Day again is coming on the 22nd. How much do we are we doing for the planet Earth, which we all should.
I gotta interject here because I was very young at the time, but being that my parents, watched the news quite often, and my mom was fairly politically involved, I remember pictures of LA. I remember pictures of New York City, when Earth Day was, born, if you will, in 1970.
Yeah.
We have truly done quite a bit of work, and I don't want any of the work that our foremothers that went out and protested and got the EPA to actually use their teeth to clean things up. I don't want their efforts to be undervalued. There's still a lot more work to be done.
Have you seen LA and have you seen New York? I mean, there's a lot of homelessness. There's a lot of
but we're talking about Earth Day. We're talking about the air. We're talking about dumping stuff.
Yeah.
There's definitely human problems, but that's not Earth Day issues, the homelessness. Right.
Yeah, but they dump stuff in the streets. You know what I mean? Like there's garbage all over.
Compared to the plants along the Detroit River, or rather, we actually have this happening right now. There was a storage facility, right? Not like you and me put our extra bedroom set in there, right? But a storage facility that was storing illegally. They weren't allowed to do that there on the edge of the river, and their floor fell through and dumped a whole bunch of nasty ass crap into the river. Okay. That's the stuff that we need to be concerned about. And I'm not saying don't be concerned about the homeless, and don't be concerned about the visual clutter of their garbage, but the people that fought for Earth Day were the ones that were going after these huge corporations that were spewing out shit into our air.
Yeah, and the dirt and the soil.
Stop
That's it.
Chemicals and stuff.
Yes.
Here in New York, there's an area where they dumped a lot of chemicals in the soil, and a lot of people began to have breast cancer, a lot of women. And this wasn't that long ago. Yeah. This wasn't that long ago. And I know that it has happened in other areas where they're dumping chemicals.
Yes.
Into
but we really have come a long way in that vein. In the last, I want to say now probably 5 to 6 years, the teeth have been kind of removed a little bit from the EPA, and the efforts by the governments have backed off on that because of the last administration that had sway over it. And eased back regulations and stuff. But I imagine that a lot of that got undone right after the last election, and I don't know specifically how much has been taken back up. But I know that there was a whole bunch of stuff that got reset to the way that it was before, right after the offices changed.
Yeah. And not only to that. So yes, I agree. There has to be a lot more work done, but in terms of, I'm going to go and talk about a lot of the animals that have been dying or that are on the verge of extinction. They're just on the verge of extinction.
Yeah.
They haven't gone extinct.
Yes.
So that's a big, huge win. And there are a lot of people trying to protect them. And not only that, so this is because it's a Southern Hemisphere news line. It probably hasn't made it to the Northern Hemisphere. But while we were down in Australia, there was this bug. I think it's a bug or a small animal that they thought they hadn't seen in like 80 years anywhere in Australia. And then there's this island, and you have to actually have a permit to go to this island. And they went out, or somebody was out there, and they spotted this animal that they thought was extinct. And then they noticed that there were other animals and insects that they thought that were on the extinct list that really weren't. They just were here. They were, there on that very small island, which is only inhabited part of the time, and you have to have a permit. And it's a heritage thing. I mean, your permit is issued by family. It's like through bloodline.
Okay.
It's a really cool thing. So, I get it. I just don't. I know that there's a lot of work that still has to be done, and I am one of those people. And I've been around the world in many different parts since I was young, and so one of the places I remember I went to, I was 7 years old. Sue, come in, correct me if I'm wrong with my age. But my dad was sailing in a regatta down in Naples, Italy, and we were stationed in Scotland at the time. And I don't remember how it happened, but my mom, my sister, and I ended up being able to go. And I remember being down there in Naples, Italy, and looking at the water, and it was full of trash. I mean, full of trash. I don't even know if I ever saw water except, further out. But there at the beach, it was all trash. And then fast forward to me living there with my husband and us having our first son there in the 90s. And there was far less trash. So I was 8 years old. So there's far less trash, like almost no trash in the water. And I'm not saying that they were perfect, that there wasn't trash on the streets, because the way they do trash is in dumpsters. And when the dumpsters get full, then the trash flows out. Mm-hmm. But, it was so much cleaner. And I say that word.
I mean, also look at our water supply, right? They put so many chemicals to clean it.
Mm-hmm. Well, but we do that anyway. And part of it is everywhere, except if you live somewhere where the mountains can filter it. I've noticed, like where I live right now. Oh my God, the water is amazing.
I'll bet.
It is amazing. It has shit in it. It has like no shit in it. I'm telling you, this stuff is amazing.
Well, the question is, with this alignment, what more can we do to cleanse the environment?
Well, I think that Sue Senden had a really good comment here. The last part of this, a few things inspired the idea of Earth Day, and we have come a long way. We do have much further to go and need to take on global warming. Yeah. And thank you for that, Sue. But I want to caution people not to get gaslit into thinking that your little individual thing has that much impact on global warming. Once again, we're talking about on a corporate industrial level, these large factories being able to disperse their nasty ass smoke and dump their nasty ass byproducts into the planet. I mean, Mother Nature will persevere. We will die off before Mother Nature dies off. Mm-hmm. But so it's not us and our little individualness that is causing the main problem.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
We still have to work with the Earth Day. We have to work with the EPA, and we have to get those teeth back to go. I don't care how much, doing this gets you 3 extra pennies profit on each unit you sell. It's costing the rest of the planet too damn much. Yeah. Okay. So, and then we've got the other thing to put in there about the fact that the global warming is melting the
ice caps,
the glaciers and the ice caps.
Yes.
But get this. You were talking about the those extinct bugs coming back. Yes, my friends, there are a lot of extinct beings in those frozen in the ice, and as it melts, we may see the rise of bugs that have been long extinct, little creatures that have been long extinct, viruses that knock out human beings that have been long extinct. So we really have to be paying a lot of attention to what we're doing and the impact that it's happening.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
We also do our like, I used to buy the plastic bottled water. I have, a glass, bottle and things like that. Plastic bags here in New York anyway. You can't get them at the store anymore. You have to bring your own bag. So we all like bring our, fabric bag, whatever.
Yeah,
little things that
like
are helping. But there's so much work to be done. There really, really is. So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we all
it's
can
like anything.
contribute some part, to some degree.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I think that if we all do something as simple as switching to reusable bags versus plastic bags, or we invest in biodegradable plastic, like one of the things. So the Netherlands, and you guys can look it up, I'm not making this up, is one of the countries that is like up there with global warming and its laws. All the buses here are natural gas. They run on very economical fuel, which is economical for the environment. It costs me $8 a gallon,
right?
But it's economical for the environment. And I'm okay with that. There becomes, and I know you're all like going, what?
But I also what gets me really like upset is like I'm driving and I see these trucks and they have this black smoke coming out. I'm like, what is going on here? That smoke, goes into the atmosphere, goes into the environment, and it's pollution. And so it's like, why are they allowed to drive these trucks if they're smoking? They have this black smoke. Like that. They should be.
They shouldn't be. And then they shouldn't be. And the next time they go in for their inspection, their emissions inspection, they'll have to be fixed. But there's so much more important things for the cops to be doing than pulling over people because they're spewing.
No. I know. I'm saying when they go for inspection, they should not be allowed to be driving these trucks.
Exactly. Well, when they go for inspection, maybe every 2 years, maybe every 3 years, they'll probably have to be fixed in order to get their little sticker. You know what I'm saying? But that's 2 and 3 years of pollution in the meantime until the inspection rolls around again.
Here in New York, it's only every year. I don't know in other places, but here they got to go every year for an inspection. So
we in Arizona, you can do 2 years on emissions.
Okay.
And I know in California, your emissions is all the time. It's like every year. And if your catalytic converter is so old, they're on you like white on rice, baby. White on rice.
It benefits everybody,
Yes,
and it does.
Absolutely.
I mean, it does. But it was almost comical. I'm like, oh my God, people, whoa the boat. I get you. But no, I mean, I appreciate it. And, for Kevin and I, we use our e-bikes and Kevin rode today. He was so excited. And then we don't drive a lot. We do we use the public transportation, but we're in that kind of environment. Because it's economical and it's environmentally friendly.
Another thing that's happening here, and I don't know over there where you guys live, is that here in New York, they're knocking down a bunch of trees to build homes and apartment complexes. It's like we need the trees, for the oxygen, for the,
But one of the things I do know and sadly my brother-in-law isn't watching, but I do know that for every tree that a construction team has to take down to build something, they have to build 3 more. They have to plant 3 more trees. So it may not.
Do they?
Pardon?
Do
they have? I mean, the people I know that run companies, yes, they do. And it's one of those, if it got out that you didn't do it, can you imagine the fallout of that company? I wouldn't want to be, it is so worth it. I'll plant 4 trees.
Right?
I'll plant more trees than what you think. Yeah.
Here in New York, I don't even know if that's happening, where for every tree that they knock down, I don't know if that's happening here, I guess we have to go by an honor system, but I don't know how much of that is being done here. All I see is trees being taken down to build apartment complex and homes and stuff like that. So I don't know if people understand that we need the oxygen of these trees. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are they doing?
And the idea that you can cut down 100 trees in New York City and plant 100 trees in Alaska, and it's going to make a difference for New York City. It's not.
Thank you, Gayle.
Oxygen is local. So
oxygen is local. I like that.
There's one to write down. There's one to write down, Krista. Oxygen is local.
Yeah, write that one down. Oxygen is local. I like that. Yeah, we're all kind of partial to breathing, aren't we?
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
I love this idea, Allison. Your mom bringing Tupperware containers for leftovers. Now, if we could just switch her out from plastic Tupperware to a hemp-made biodegradable food saver system, we'd be shooting for bear here.
You know what I've seen too? Like I've seen these where you can grow your own vegetables inside your house. They have these systems that you put on the
hydroponics.
Oh my God!
Hydroponics for other things long time ago.
This will avoid all the pesticides and all the toxic and all the stuff. You grow it right in your own home.
Yeah.
So I think that more and more as we go on in, our civilization, I think that we're going to be doing more of that. I saw a meme the other day where a guy had, instead of grass in his front yard, he had all vegetables, all different kinds of vegetables. Instead of growing grass, he was growing vegetables in the front lawn. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but he's feeding his family, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying it looks in the backyard is more like feasible, if you will, but he was doing it in the front and in the back. So he was growing his own.
If you actually think it through, a lawn is an enormous sucker of resources for no return whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty and everything, and that's what we all grew up with. Oh, you got to have the beautiful green carpet lawn. But now we're 2 and 3 generations in from when every home had their own garden. We had victory gardens, and we didn't have, Miracle Grow. We put fish in with the freaking plants so that it had the stuff that it needed. We didn't have all of these pesticides to get rid of things. So we planted marigolds around the tomato plants.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
And you plant, it's all.
And for at least a couple generations now, we haven't been teaching our kids how to do this. So their only option is to go to the Home Depot and get a big old thing of Roundup and a big old thing of Miracle Grow. And that's how you do your little tomatoes and peppers in the backyard.
These chemicals that we spray to kill the crab grass or whatever it is, they now hear commercials. Oh, if you've used this on your lawn, you may have cancer. You know what I mean? Like, really. And I also heard that dandelions are really not weeds. They're actually, healing plants.
Well, anything that can be used to heal you without a prescription is evil. Don't forget. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't forget that. So
that's right.
Go tell your kids to go gather up all those little, yellow top little evil things before they propagate themselves, and then bring them to my house so I can make some tea. Thanks.
On another note, and not to talk about weed, but it's also they use it. People that have cancer, they use it. Marijuana. They use it for healing purposes as well.
We could have a really long discussion when Jen comes back home. Let's have a long discussion about that.
Wow.
Because I'll tell you, she will educate all of us. She has been doing a killer amount of research on the uses of
medical marijuana,
hemp, cannabis, marijuana. However, she can explain the different types, how it's broken down. I'm like, I was sitting there the one night, and I'm like going, so is that what you're doing upstairs in your room?
I'm going to give it over to you, Krista, because I know we've taken a lot of time.
I know we've been talking a lot about
this. It's only Amethyst.
I mean, it's about the earth, right? Mother Earth.
That's it. It is. And we're going to talk about a gift. So let's talk about some gifts from Mama Earth. So
Okay.
this week's crystal of the week is amethyst. And actually, this is a perfect one for it being Earth Day this week because it is considered to be one of the master healers. Now, before any of you start going nuts and screaming, but no, clear quartz is a master healer. Okay, I'm not going to dispute it, but I'm going to share something with you about clear quartz. It is used to amplify stuff. It is used to amplify radio waves. It's used to amplify all kinds of things. So I consider it to be more of an amplifier. Meaning, if you use it with amethyst or any other stone, it's just going to amplify what that is. All right. So that's my little spiel about the clear
We have
quartz.
clear quartz in the watches, right? In the old watches.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have quartz. And some of it's clear. Some of it will be different things. Like Kevin has a really beautiful watch, and it has sapphires in it. And then I've seen other ones and that's the crystal that it's referring to.
That's my crystal for Virgo.
Oh, isn't it a wonderful one? I do.
Beautiful.
I love those.
Yep.
So yeah. So I'm going to go on with the whole thing about the amethyst. So amethyst is a great stone to have because it is an all-round well-being kind of crystal to have. If you're somebody who just needs to bliss out, you feel like, oh my gosh, I just need to like chill. And amethyst is a great one to have in your life. If you're somebody who's been like me this past week, I don't know how you all have done with this full moon that we had and the solar storms. I have been dreaming like a fiend. I wake up and I roll over and I tell Kevin these really crazy dreams I keep having. And they are really crazy and they're really bizarre. And Kevin's like, do I really want to know what you dreamt?
I had one last night that none of you want to know.
It's just like, yeah. And that's kind of the way these dreams have been. I've been like, I don't know, but I need to talk about it. So you get to listen. But if you are somebody who's been having restless sleep, or you might wake up in the night, put an amethyst, either a little gemmy one inside your pillowcase, or if you have a big crystal cluster, just put it beside your bed, and it will really help you to sleep a little more restfully and peacefully.
Oh my gosh. I just realized I have this beautiful 6x4 by 3-inch amethyst cluster that was a lamp. I just don't have the bulb that goes up inside it. And I put it on this little table that's right next to the couch, and I keep falling asleep in that corner of the couch.
Well,
thank you. I need to move that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Go put it where you are sleeping, and you'll find that it will help you. The other thing I love about amethyst is it is one that connects us to our wisdom. So it is a gift from Mother Earth, and you'll find that amethyst is really abundant. It is one of those stones. It's like rose quartz. It is an extremely accessible crystal to get. And when they're extremely accessible to get, and when you can pick them up for not too much pocket money and stuff, that means that there is wisdom within those. That means that we are being given pieces of knowledge from Mama Earth that we should pay attention to. A lot of people find that when I start talking about the wisdom that's within a crystal, kind of like makes them go, oh, why are you saying that? And then I said, of course, then add on, and the crystal will talk to you, which really scares them.
Yes.
And it's going to sing to you. And they're like, oh my gosh.
They're like, oh gosh,
one of those moments.
He's losing it.
Yeah. So no, but what it does is you'll find that by having amethyst accessible in your life, like wearing it, like I have an amethyst pendant right here. I have another amethyst pendant on, and I've been wearing it all day. And then I had on, before I put these charlite and amethyst, I had amethyst with selenite earrings.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that one is nice because I find that the selenite and the amethyst, especially when I'm trying to connect to my wisdom, that really helps me as well.
What do you do to be grounded when you wear those two?
For me, because I am so attuned to selenite and amethyst because I have a lot in my house and I work with it quite a bit. And I've always been guided to it, that the grounding is just deep breathing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I visualize,
connecting to spirit, but we need to be rooted. So some people, if they're not rooted, they're like,
yes. And when I first started working with selenite, that's the way it was. Not nearly as bad as when I play with moldavite.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah. Moldavite for me, I have to be surrounded by obsidian.
Yeah.
Tourmaline. Yeah. I need to have weights in my pockets. That stuff can me up and out. I mean, moldavite for me is one of those ones.
For me too.
I have to really focus on what I'm doing because, and it really, it's a really cool experience, but not one that I'd want to play with all the time. So back to the whole amethyst, because it connects you to spirit, to your higher self. It really is it really helps you connect to that spiritual wisdom. And it's not that, all of a sudden, you're going to see a burning bush and this echoing, James Earl Jones voice is going to come echoing out to you and telling you what your wisdom is that you need to know. But it's more a case, I believe, and what I've seen it do for me and for others, is it attunes you to what is happening around you. And that's where your wisdom comes in, because you become attuned to what is actually what's happening, and you start seeing it on a more cellular level almost, because you come into, rather than your vision being out and foggy, it becomes clear, focused, and then you can and you actually have a wider perspective. It's a very interesting, I find a very interesting experience.
And it's beautiful too.
It is. It's a really great experience. And you'll find that it connects with an owl. The animal is an owl. And so
that makes sense because it's a higher wisdom.
Yeah.
It is exactly that. And it connects with, I have to say, Jupiter, which is great because that's one of our expansive planets, right?
Yeah.
And then it connects with Polaris, which is the North Star. And I only bring those two up because, of course, Damaris is always talking about our planets, but when I see that it's connected with Jupiter, and I think of it as being an expansive, that's what the stone does. It expands our knowledge. It expands our understanding. It expands our connection.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. And then I love Polaris because it is the brightest star. It's the North Star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
awesome.
I'm going to turn it over to Gayle. So
I'm going to bop it back to you so that you can tell us a little bit about what's going on over at Patreon and how people can get involved.
I would love that. Thank you so much. So Patreon is it's a subscriber. You have to subscribe and pay to support. It will support us, the Three Crones, and it is an account. And then what we're going to be doing is going on, and once we get an understanding really of how to use it, unlike what happened this past week, then you'll get extra access to us. So one of the things I'm looking forward to doing, and I was hoping to do it, I'm hoping I'll be doing it like next week for my first time, is I will have a crystal talk. where those who are subscribed on Patreon, you get to come on and we will do what we're just going to talk about crystals. And we can talk about the ones that are the crystal of the week right now. We can talk about a crystal that you may have. If you need crystals identified, I'll be doing that with you guys. The three of us, when we are really understanding, we're going to have membership levels. And one of the things that you'll get to do is log on early, 15 minutes early, and come behind the scenes with us and listen to us talk about whatever it is we talk about. Sometimes it can get a little bit, it can be interesting. Who knows what's going to come out of our mouths? We never know when we're on anyway. So you can only imagine when we aren't on. But yeah, so for us, we're going to be doing extra bonuses. And that's also where you'll get to hear and learn about everything that is coming up for us in terms of our meetups. So you'll hear about it first. And then we'll go on and share the information elsewhere. But it is our way of starting a membership so that we can get ourselves going, get ourselves started, and so we can start understanding what it is technically we're doing.
And you know what I think is the very best thing about this right now?
What?
The basic level is only $4 a month. $4. Less than a Starbucks.
Yep. And you get to get put on the page that says thank you. That's and right. You get to see your name and lights. And Gayle play fun music. We're gonna work on some music stuff, I'm sure. Gayle, I just threw you under the bus. I voluntold you. I'm very good at this.
Right?
Gayle, what's the card?
I'm taking it back now for the card. Awesome. Well, this week's card of the day is the High Priestess.
The number 2.
The number 2. Go figure. Go figure, right?
Yep.
So we want to thank Galaxy Tarot for being the card, the application of tarot cards that we trust for our weekly message. And today's message with the High Priestess is what you most need to know today, you'll find within yourself, right? Answers will come to you if you can quiet your mind. That hasn't been so easy these last few days with the high full moon energy, with the solar storm energy. It's taken, for some of us like myself, many of you as well, I'm sure, it's taken a real effort to calm down, go within.
Absolutely.
And there's like an actual resonance in their chest, right? Now, seek a quiet, solitary place and just listen to the voice that comes from deep within you, right? Whenever I see the High Priestess, when I'm doing a tarot reading, it's always about you have exactly what you need to make what you want happen, but you just have to take a few moments to go within and activate. What is it? The clarity. What do I need to do? What needs to be done? What's asking to live in this moment?
I love that. You know, and as I said, the number 2 is the feminine aspect. It's the feminine principle. And that's who she is too.
Yes, absolutely. The nurturing and so on, the creative force.
That's right.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So today, leading into, we're going to talk a little bit about releasing frustrations and creating from calm. All of it always comes together. The High Priestess, the 2, the Amethyst, releasing that frustration, going within, connecting to that higher spiritual wisdom, finding the balance, finding the partnership in relationships. All of this, these are all just different spokes of the sunshine wheel. You remember when you were a kid and you made pictures and you had the sun and you always had to have those rays that came out of the sun on your page. Well, this is exactly the image that I got. Adding all of these together creates a fire within us and a power that shines so bright and burns so hot, right? But it's very important, especially with what's going on right now universally with those solar storms that have come through from a week or two ago when we were first hit with the cannibalistic CME, where there was such a powerful CME that came out. It engulfed 17 other CMEs that were on its way to Earth and overcame it and absorbed it. So we got hit with some pretty intense vibrations.
Look at
pretty
the weather,
intense
crazy,
energy.
right? The
Yeah.
weather all around has been.
The weather has
Oh,
been
the weather's
strange.
been crazy.
Yeah, you can expect in the spring to get high winds, but this was some pretty sustained high winds for a couple of days, which is probably from the convection action in the atmosphere from that energy hitting. We've been seeing the northern lights so much further south than we're normally used to seeing them. There's a lot of energy bombarding the planet right now. And for me, and for those of you who are like me that are energetically sensitive to those things, right? On top of a full moon, the first full moon of the year, of the natural year, if you will. There's all kinds of energy bouncing around that we're picking up on.
Yeah.
And it can be kind of scary. It can feel like fear. And it may not necessarily be fear. So all the more importance for us to go in to connect, releasing those fears, creating from calm, right? Because when we create from calm, it's much more likely that the outcome is, first of all, going to go in a sense of flow without a whole bunch of static, without a whole bunch of roller coaster energy, that things are going to grow seamlessly and fluidly, right?
Reminds me of that inner conflict that we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
We need to find balance inside of us.
Exactly. So when we can go in and connect with that inner spirit, higher spiritual wisdom and release those fears, that is a sense of finding that balance within us, right? And then from that neutral space, that calm, where it's not too much excitement and it's not too much fear, because truly your young unconscious doesn't know the difference until you label it. Get that for a second. I mean, you really get that for a second. The sensation in your body for fear and excitement are exactly the same until your brain labels it.
Yeah.
So get present to that. And, when we're doing this, releasing this fear, right? And creating from calm, you want to be in a neutral space so that what it is that you're actually intending for the outcome can come through without the blockages that fear would put in its way, right? We don't want to be overwhelmed with this energy that's coming at us. We do want to create a better world out of what we see as possible.
Yeah,
right? Whether that's individually by using reusable shopping bags or, lobbying for hemp-based water bottles. Or, biodegradable, whatever, whether that's going down and protesting at a factory that's just spewing out crap because it's making your trees work overtime, and they don't work overtime. That's it. They do what they do. Right. And
oxygen is
whatever
local.
it takes. What?
And oxygen is local.
Yes, exactly. Oxygen is local. That ought to make people go, huh?
I love that.
That's good.
Yeah. So, well, thank you. So definitely your assignment this week is to take a few deep breaths. Whenever that anxious energy starts messing around with you, right around here in the body. It's not, and I noticed this, it's not down in the tummy area.
It's here.
It's here. It's the high chest, right? That we're picking up this, the heart, the heart throat.
The higher heart, it's this whole area. And it feels like it's getting constricted.
Yeah.
Yep. So when you start noticing that, take a few deep breaths. Remind yourself, connect with that higher wisdom and create from calm. What is it that's the best possible outcome here for all concerns, all beings on the planet, not just humans, not just fish, not just animals, not just plants, but the entire menagerie that Mother Earth has provided us with.
That's
and create from there. Now, I want to say a real quick congratulations to this week's winner of the Woo Woo giveaway, Miss Christy Coda. Yay, Christy! Thank you for being a part of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. All you got to do is reach out to Damaris, myself, or Krista to schedule a time to collect your prize. Now, your prize, if you don't already know, is a 30-minute reading from one of us. I will provide either EFT tapping or tarot. Krista provides a crystal reading, or Damaris provides either tarot or numerology. So just pick one of us. Reach out to us either on the Three Crones in the Woo Woo group page or through Messenger, and we'll get you on our schedule. And thank you so much for being part of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. All right?
Yes.
All right. Now, let's see what else I got to do here. Oh, we're just going to throw this in here just really, really quick. Just a reminder.
I love it.
The Woo Woo stickers now. There's only 4 packs left of 4 for $10. There's the Venmo where you can go, and Krista is our point person on that. So by all means, let Krista know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic week, and we will talk to you again real soon.